Hi everyone, I'm Dahlia and welcome back to Trading Flowers. So today I'm going to teach you how to make a pencil cake. Now this cake is super cute and it looks so impressive, but you're only going to be using some super basic piping techniques. So even if you're not a cake decorator, don't be intimidated or scared because it is really easy to make. So let's go over everything you'll need so we can get started. You will need a serrated knife, very important to have a sharp knife for when you have to cut your cakes. Then you'll need a cake marker or a ruler, a cake scraper, then some buttercream. So I've got some black buttercream fitted with the number 10 tip, and then some yellow, brown, and pink that have number 21 tips. Then you'll also need some vanilla cake. So I've got two 9-inch loaf cakes that I made with my vanilla cake recipe. I'll leave the link down below for that as well. And you'll need a piece of parchment paper that you cut into a 4.5 by 8-inch rectangle. So this will make it really easy to cut your cakes into the perfect shape. Then you'll need some simple syrup, and I have a video, so I'll also leave that link down below, along with some more vanilla white buttercream, and I'll leave a link down below for this. It's the same recipe as the colored buttercream. And then there's just a few more things that you'll need. A rubber spatula, of course, an offset spatula, of course too. These are the two main things that you'll probably see in every single video I make, and an X-Acto knife. You can find this in the arts and crafts section in basically any craft store. And you'll need a rectangle cake cardboard. And that's it, so now let's get started. Also guys, don't forget to sign up for the giveaway. I'm giving away some of my favorite baking supplies along with some other stuff that Wilton sent me. Some of it I've tried and love, and some of it I've never actually tried, so it's your chance to try some new things. And I'll leave a link down below so you can sign up there. And the giveaway ends next week, so sign up really quickly. You can share it with your friends and family. And yeah, thanks so much for watching my videos and subscribing. And now, let's continue baking. The first step is to begin with leveling your cakes and cutting them into the right shape to create the pencil cake. So I've got a cake marker here, but of course, like I said before, you can use a ruler. And I'm going to set mine to 2 inches. So I'm going to cut mine at 2 inches. So take your serrated knife, look down at the side, and connect the dots. And you're not going to go all the way in. You just want to connect those dots and make a line. Another good thing to know is that if your first cake is going to be 2 inches high, you want to make sure that your second cake is going to be the same exact height so that your pencil is all even on top and there's no lumps and bumps. And make sure that your knife is always at a 90-degree angle so that you're not cutting down towards the cake or up, you just want to cut across. So this is perfectly leveled, so now we're going to flip it over and cut off the caramelization on the bottom. So now we are leveling the bottom of the cake, and then you want to turn your cake over so that you can work onto the sides. So place your 8-inch by 4.5-inch template onto the top of the cake and then just cut down on the sides to make sure that your entire cake is a perfect rectangle. So both my cakes are cut and leveled, and now if you put your template against your cakes, they should both be the same size, which is what you want. So what we're going to do is one cake is going to be the middle of the pencil, and then the other cake we're going to divide and make that the end of the pencil to be the eraser, and then the top of the pencil, which is the point where you write with. So we're going to cut at about 2.5 inches, and this is going to be the end of the pencil. So just cut that. And now you could just put it at the other end of your other cake. So what you want to do is turn this around. Then you are going to mark this out before you cut. So you're going to go from corner to the end here, and then corner to the end here, and mark it out. So now you should be making a triangle with this cake. So take your ruler and you want to measure it to make sure that your triangle is equal on both sides. So now what you're going to do is you're just going to cut. So take your knife and go down. So now you have the perfect pencil shape. You want to make sure that all your cakes are leveled in the same height. So although we leveled it before, sometimes it could be a little bit off. So I see here my middle cake is a little bit higher than the sides, so I'm just going to trim that down a little bit, very little. So now that this is all put together, we're going to simple syrup this cake. So you want to just go over it with a squeeze bottle or a pastry brush and put the syrup all over the top. Let this dry for about a minute and then flip it over and simple syrup the bottom and then flip it back over so that we have the right side up. So we've just simple syruped the cake, and now I have here some white buttercream that I put into a smaller bowl because I don't want to get all the crumbs from my crumb coat into my big batch of buttercream. So first you want to put some buttercream onto the cake board. So I'm going to put mine in a diagonal line because With this cake board, it's not big enough to make the pencil cake straight across it. You're going to make it diagonally so that it fits. So first place the tip of your cake, then the middle, and then the end. And you want to sandwich them together, so also move them a little bit apart and add a little bit of cream inside. And push them together. So now it is time to crumb coat. So I always begin on the top, and of course this is going to be a pretty, not so pretty layer of cream because you have all those crumbs in there. So just bear with me. So start at the top, and then you're going to move on to the sides. So my cake is all crumb coated. I cleaned up the sides of the cake board because you don't want any pieces of crumbs or icing around it. And now I'm going to place it in the fridge for 30 minutes to chill, and then I'll come back and we'll continue icing. So I've got the rest of the white buttercream here, and I have some heavy whipping cream. Now you want to add this to the buttercream to thin it out a little bit. So I'm going to add about a tablespoon at a time, mix it, and then check the consistency to see how it is. So my cream is the perfect consistency now, so now it's time to start icing. So now we're going to put a coat on top of our crumb coat so that you do not see any crumbs and it looks nice and shiny and white. Also, a good tip is to put your hair in a pony because you're probably going to get your hair into the icing if you don't. So now once you've iced the entire cake, you can go around it with the cake smoother. Once the sides of your cake are smooth, take your cake scraper and swipe it across the top of the cake to make sure there is no buttercream sticking up. Just like this. Now that my cake is all iced, I'm going to place it in the fridge for another 30 minutes and then we'll begin decorating. Now my cake is firm to the touch, so it's time to begin decorating. So you're going to divide your cake into 4 sections so you know where to pipe each design. So I've got a ruler here and I'm going to place it down by this triangle area and then mark out a line with a small knife. You're going to mark another line at the end of the pencil as the tip. So it's just going to be a small triangle within the larger triangle. So now I'm heading to the bottom of the cake and I'm going to mark out 2 lines. The line should be about 1.5 to 2 inches away from each other. So begin with piping the yellow shell design down the center of the cake. Then pipe the black dot design underneath the yellow, followed by the pink shell design. So now you're going to make the shell border using the brown going towards the tip of your pencil. But obviously you want to leave that little area because you're going to put black dots there. So you're going to start at one side and just do the shell border. And finally, we are at the last step, which is to make the little black dotted line. Here's a quick trick to remove your cake board from under your cake just to make it look a little bit more presentable. So, this is what you do. You put it onto a really thick cake board. So this is something that's not going to get cut through easily, and you place it down. Then you're going to take your X-Acto knife and just cut around the cake. It's as easy as that. Wow, this cake is absolutely stunning, and I love how it came out. And although the piping is so simple, it looks like you put so much work into it, and it's just gorgeous. I hope you guys give this a try. You can find the full recipe right down on my website. It's rainingflower.com. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel for more videos every week. And I'll see you next time. Bye!